Hello, welcome to episode number 95 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is burn the ships and go all in. Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trim. Now, sometimes in life, in order to achieve and get the results that we want, we have to really go and make a decision to go all in. A lot of the times, and one of the biggest transitions that I made was that decision in 2014 to leave the gym, to go all in and grow and learn marketing, learn sales and go all in. Now, I didn't think about it enough. I got to this point where there was just so much pain in my life that I knew that I couldn't stay in the same position. I knew that I couldn't stay as a personal trainer inside the gym 6 years, going on to my 7th year. And I couldn't continue doing that over and over and over again because there was a sense of dissatisfaction where I wasn't growing. There was a sense of dissatisfaction where I could see other people growing. There was a sense of dissatisfaction that although I was enjoying what I was doing, and there's no doubt about that, because the ability to get somebody results and change their life is fantastic, but the ability for me to grow as a person, as a coach and as a leader, it wasn't there, and I wasn't growing. And I knew this. And I knew that if I didn't go out and if I didn't go all in inside my online personal training business, that there would come a time where I would regret my life. There would come a time where I would sit down and I'd figure out, what am I really doing when I'm 30? What am I doing when I'm 35? What will I be doing when I have kids? And at the end of the day, what I want you to realize is that in life, there is no certainty. There's only certainty in yourself. The only deep certainty that you can have in life is your ability to take action, your ability to make a decision, and your ability to find a solution no matter what. In life, everyone wants this thing called a blanket, a security blanket. Everyone wants to know 100%. And unfortunately, if you do know something 100%, it's something that you're going to be settling for, something that's completely mediocre. You see, one of the biggest reasons how I've learned to grow is this thing called naivety. And it's being a little bit naive, because when I look back and I look along the journey of the last 2.5 years of growth, I've gone through a lot of stuff. I've been dragged through the mud. I've done cold calls. I've entered 4 different markets. I've hustled hard. My relationship was on the brink of a meltdown because I went out to attain and get freedom, and I was respected for it. Yet I was more trapped in my work than ever before, because all I could ever think about was surviving inside of my online business and struggling to keep cash flow through the door. When you're in a space like this, is that it comes down to completely backing yourself as a person that delivers, a person that gets results. And in my previous podcast episodes, I talk about getting things like the bad energy, all those small things, those small shoulder chips off your shoulder, so that things don't weigh you down, things don't become so heavy anymore. But what I truly believe, and in this, is that you have to make a decision to go all in. And by going all in, you have to burn the ships. You have to burn the boats to take the island. It's a great saying. And I think Tony Robbins says, and it's so true, because if you know that there is no way out, the only way is to go forward. And for a long time, I remember 2013, it took me a good year to build up this sense of dissatisfaction. In 2013, I thought about taking my business online, and I thought about leaving, and I thought about opening a gym. I didn't do anything because it was so comfortable. Yet I didn't do anything because I was on 30, 40 sessions a week, making $2,000, $3,000 a week, and the money was great. But unfortunately, it went stale because there was no growth, because I feel like I wasn't growing, because I feel like I wasn't moving, because the money came in, and as soon as it came in, it left. And why I'm telling you this is because I wouldn't be here talking to you on this podcast episode today if I didn't make that decision to go all in. The best decisions that I've made have been the decisions to commit. And you don't have to commit just with your money or your time, you have to commit with your actions. Your actions will prove whether or not you're willing to commit. And you have to do something so that you have no other option but to move forward. Why I want to tell you this podcast episode today is because you might be sitting there on the edge. You might be sitting there wondering, how's 2017 going to look like? And you might be there hopeful. And I love hope, because there is a bit of naivety in hope. Because sometimes when you commit and you have no other way out, you just break through and you don't realize how much crap you have to go through. But in the end, when you break through, it's the best feeling in the world. So if you're there in 2017 is going to look the same as 2016, I really, really urge you to go, okay, number one, do you trust yourself? And this is a very, very hard question that you have. Do you trust yourself as a smart enough person that can outthink your competition? Do you think you're smarter than people? And if you think you're smarter than people and you think you're better than other trainers, then start showing me, or start showing the community, start showing us, start showing your clients, your prospects that you are better. Because a lot of people can talk the talk, but when it comes to walking, there are very, very few in this world. Why I'm saying this is because everybody has fear. Fear in everybody. Everybody fears rejection. Everybody fears being unloved. Everybody fears embarrassment. And these are natural. Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes the biggest thing that's stopping you is the stories that you're telling yourself, how you can't do it, how the market's overdone, how it's saturated, how everyone else is doing it. And the best thing that you can do is really surround yourself by people who you think are common, who are absolutely killing it. Because when you see other people who aren't as good as you killing it, it gives you no more excuses to go out there and kill it. The first thing is really looking deep down inside of you and going, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to be successful? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself that no matter what happens, that at the end of the day, even if you've got no cash flow, even if shit happens, you will trust yourself to pick yourself back up and find a way, find a solution. This game isn't hard. What makes it hard is the 1 million year old brain between our heads that make it really, really hard. Because at the end of the day, what is this in terms of the grand schemes? When we look at the grand schemes of what we're trying to do in terms of build some freedom and make some money and help more people, that's not hard. We were born at such a great time in the society. There was no better time to be born. And we could have gone through wars. We could have gone through depressions. We could have gone through viruses. We could have been born in the dinosaur age. Who knows, right? But we were born here where we're absolutely connected and there's opportunity everywhere. And why I tell you that there's opportunity everywhere is that there are problems around you that currently need solving and no one's solving. And if you just looked outside the box, if you just looked outside your little box for a second, you'll start to realize that, holy crap, you've got some potential. And remember, for the first time, whenever you do something, it's going to be scary, it's going to be fearful, it's going to be hard. But that's just like anything in life. That's like going to the gym for the very first time when you go and then try to squat or you try to bench press and you wonder and you're intimidated. This game, it's the problem solving, it's just using a muscle. It's having a look at opportunities around you. It's having a look at problems. It's having a look at different ways where you can contribute. And the best thing that I can tell you is that when you do contribute and when you do see yourself and when you see yourself shine and you realize how great you are, that's when you get the most satisfaction. When you realize how great you are and how much potential you have to help other people around you. And so why I'm telling you to go all in today is because you've got talent. You wouldn't be listening to these podcast shows. You wouldn't even know what a podcast is if you didn't have talent. Okay. But if you're listening to a podcast show, if you're learning, if you're growing, you're stuck along with me across these 90 episodes, you have talent. You get it. You get more than 95% of the personal trainers out there and fitness coaches. Okay. But the first thing is you have to make a decision to go all in. Not just half-assed, not just go, I'm going to dip my foot in and when it gets hard, I can go back to my security blanket or I can just train people and make $1,000 a week. You have to go all in. And the second thing, you have to back yourself. Do you back yourself to figure things out? And this comes back with conditioning. When you're growing up, did people tell you you're the smartest kid in the world or did people tell you the dumbest kid in the world and that you couldn't do it? Have you been telling yourself that you're the stupidest person in the world and you can't figure things out, you're not good, you're worthless, you're useless? Use your language, and over time, remember, it's those small chips on the shoulders that subconsciously hold you back. It's language patterns. And why I'm telling you this is that to move forward and moving along the journey, you have to change yourself first. You have to change what happens inside your brain. You have to change all the stories that you tell yourself before things will start to change around you. You can't expect your environment to change. With that being said, I urge you to really just take a look of how you did in 2016. Really ask yourself, and what stopped you from doing even better? What stopped you, really? It wasn't because you didn't know the Facebook ads, you didn't know the strategies, you didn't know how to get clients results. You just didn't go all in. You just didn't commit to finding a way no matter what. And when you commit to finding a way, things just fall into place and you just have certainty. And I'm telling you this not to motivate you. I'm telling you this to really allow you to see what's inside of yourself and really go, okay, I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to make that change. I'm ready to stop dabbling. I'm ready to stop consuming. You've got knowledge. And you're going to get more knowledge when you start to do. Most of the knowledge that I get now is, yes, I've learned a lot throughout my years, but most of the stuff I talk about now is the stuff that I've done. And how can you share information when you've never done any information? So if you want to learn more, you have to start doing more. You can't be doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect to know more. You can't be consuming the same stuff over again, because you know what? Deep down, it hasn't hit your nervous system. You haven't felt the fear, the shock. You haven't felt the adrenaline. You haven't felt the endorphins. You haven't felt the serotonin kicks. You haven't felt what it's like to have your world crumble, right? And so it doesn't become real. So with that being said, your one task for today is really to have a look and make a decision. How is 2017 going to look for you? Going to be a good 2017? Going to be bleak? Going to be the same? Are you going to go half-assed? Do you even have a plan? And why I'm so passionate about this is because greatness comes from mastery. Greatness doesn't come from dabbling. Greatness doesn't come from doing one thing and then moving on to the next. It really comes from making a decision to master things. So what are you going to become a master of in 2017? Are you going to learn how to market, sell, and help people? Are you going to become a marketing expert and master inside your field? Are you going to master Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever it is, whatever ads are coming out? Are you going to surround yourself by better people? What are the decisions you're going to make? And with that being said, remember to make sure to keep yourself accountable and check in with your accountability buddy. And with that being said, I hope this really helped, because I know that the only reasons why I'm here talking to you today is because I've made decisions in my life where there was no way out and I just had to keep moving forward. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next podcast episode. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review. In that way, I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.